Almost every celebrity was pumping a meme coin or NFT during the crypto craze. Today, we are going to check what would have happened if you had invested $100 in every coin these famous personalities had promoted. Number 9. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has 250 million Instagram followers. In June 2021, she posted about a coin called Ethereum Max. It was not the real Ethereum that most people have heard of. It was a completely different meme coin that just had a similar sounding name. The post was simple. She asked her followers if they were into crypto and pointed them straight to Emax. What she did not mention was that she was paid to post it. That part came out later. People who saw the post bought it immediately. The coin skyrocketed. At its peak, Emax had gained over 1,000% from where it started. For a few days, it looked like easy money. Then it fell apart. Within weeks, Emax had lost almost all of its value. The US government fined Kim over $1 million, including penalties for not disclosing she was paid to promote it. She paid the fine and moved on. Your $100 today is worth less than a single cent. Basically, nothing. Number 8. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of all time, and also one of the first celebrities to get in serious trouble over crypto promotion. Back in 2017, he promoted a company called Centratech. They claimed to have a crypto debit card backed by Visa and MasterCard. They did not. The whole thing was made up. The founders were arrested for fraud. Floyd paid a settlement to make his legal problems go away. Then, in 2021, he came back and promoted an NFT project called Bored Bunny. Same energy, different year. At its peak, Centratech was pulling in tens of millions in its fundraising, and the token was trading at multiples of its launch price. People thought it was legitimate because Floyd's name was on it. The token is completely dead today. The company does not exist. Your $100 is zero, gone entirely. Number 7. Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a YouTuber turned boxer with tens of millions of followers. In 2021, he was heavily promoting a coin called SafeMoon. SafeMoon sounds like a joke name, but at one point, it had a market value of over $40 billion. That is not a typo, 40 billion. The way it worked was that every time someone sold their SafeMoon, a 10% fee was taken. Part of that fee went to early holders, so the people who got in first got rewarded every time someone else sold. The people who got in late were essentially trapped. At its peak, SafeMoon was up thousands of percent from its launch price. Jake Paul promoted it right near that peak. His followers bought in. Then the price started falling, and it never really stopped. The founders were later charged with fraud by US authorities. $100 into SafeMoon, the day Jake Paul posted about it, is worth less than 50 cents today, almost entirely gone. Number 6. Logan Paul. Jake's brother Logan went even further. He did not just promote someone else's project, he created his own, called Crypto Zoo. The idea was that you would buy NFT eggs, hatch them into animal characters, and those animals would earn you tokens over time. It sounded like a fun game. Logan built hype around it for months. People spent real money buying eggs and tokens. At launch, the buzz alone drove token prices up, and eggs were selling for multiples of what people paid. It felt like the early days of something real. Then the game barely worked. The animals were not earning anything meaningful. The tokens dropped in value. Logan's own fans eventually sued him. He later acknowledged things went wrong and tried to offer some refunds, but the damage was done. $100 into Crypto Zoo tokens at launch is worth close to nothing today. That is why I use FOMO. It's a social trading app where you can see what serious traders who are in profit are buying in real time. Their moves, their watch lists, their activity. So instead of finding out about a coin 3 days after the smart money got in, you can actually see what is happening as it happens. Use code DGENSTORIES for 10% off on fees. Definitely worth checking out. Number 5. Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy is a rapper who became famous in the mid-2000s and has spent the years since doing things that consistently end up in headlines. In 2018, he started posting about a coin called Dragon Chain with lines like "coding season" and "stack it up." At its peak, Dragon Chain was up significantly from where it traded before the celebrity attention arrived. The hype was real for a moment. Then the US Securities and Exchange Commission came looking. Soulja Boy settled and agreed to stop promoting unregistered crypto assets. Dragon Chain still exists technically, but the token has lost around 98% of its value from when Soulja Boy was posting about it. $100 back then is worth about $2 today. Not zero, but close enough that it does not feel much better. Number 4. Tom Brady. This one is different because the scale of it was enormous. Tom Brady is arguably the most famous American football player who ever lived. In 2021, he became a brand ambassador for a crypto exchange called FTX. He filmed commercials. He appeared in Super Bowl ads. His then-wife Giselle was also involved. He even took a small ownership stake in the company. FTX had its own token called FTT, and at its peak, FTT was trading at over $50 per token. Brady's involvement pushed trust in the platform to extraordinary heights. People were not just buying a coin, they were trusting a brand that the most decorated athlete in NFL history was publicly standing behind. In November 2022, FTX collapsed almost overnight. The founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, had been using customer money in ways he was not supposed to. Billions of dollars went missing. It became one of the biggest financial frauds in American history. Sam Bankman-Fried is now in prison. FTT went from over $50 to under $1 in days. $100 into FTT at the peak of Brady's promotion is worth less than $2 today. Number 3. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton was one of the first real celebrities to fully embrace NFTs, and she did it early enough that some of it actually worked for her personally. She launched her own NFT collections and bought into the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the most famous NFT project in the world at the time. She went on late-night television with Jimmy Fallon, and they talked about their matching Bored Apes like they were showing off rare watches. At its absolute peak, a single Bored Ape sold for over $400,000. The entire collection was valued in the billions. It felt like a cultural moment that was only going up. Today, those same Bored Apes are worth somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000, depending on which one. That is a drop of around 90% from the peak. $100 into any Paris Hilton promoted NFT project at the top of the market is worth about $10 today. Number 2. Eminem. Eminem bought a Bored Ape NFT in 2021 for around $450,000. He changed his Twitter profile picture to it. He used it in a music video. He performed at the Super Bowl halftime show and worked Bored Ape imagery into the whole thing. As far as we know, he was not paid to promote it. He genuinely bought into the culture and wanted to be part of it. That makes this one a little different. Eminem was not pumping something for a check. He just bought at the worst possible time. At the peak, his ape was worth even more than what he paid. The floor price of the collection had surged, and his specific ape, being rare, carried a premium. Today, it would be worth somewhere around $40,000 to $60,000. He lost around 80 to 90% of what he paid. If you followed him in when he first posted about it, $100 is now worth about $10 to $15. Bad, but not zero. Elon Musk never launched his own coin and was never officially paid to promote one. He just tweeted about Dogecoin repeatedly, and the market responded in ways that were almost impossible to believe. Dogecoin started as a joke in 2013. It was literally created as a meme. For years, it sat at a fraction of a cent, and nobody took it seriously. Then, Elon started tweeting. He called himself the Doge Father. He posted memes. He said he was working with Dogecoin developers to improve it. In early 2021, Doge went from half a cent to almost 74 cents. That is a gain of over 14,000% in a few months. At its peak, the entire Dogecoin market was worth almost $90 billion. Then he went on Saturday Night Live in May 2021, and someone in a sketch called Dogecoin a hustle. The price dropped almost in real time while the show was still airing. $100 into Dogecoin at the absolute peak on May 8, 2021 is worth around $10 to $15 today. You lost most of it, but $100 into Dogecoin at the very start of 2021, before Elon really started pushing it, is worth somewhere around $800 today, even after all the crashes. That is the only celebrity coin on this entire list where buying early and holding through everything still left you ahead. We put $900 in total across all celebrities, 100 on each. We never sold a single coin, no matter what happened. And today, we would barely have $40 to $50. So the moral of the story is that making money from crypto and meme coins is not just about buying the right coin. It is about when you buy and when you exit. Those two decisions are everything. The celebrities made their money or got their fees before the post even went live. But by the time you saw it and bought in, you were already late. You were not riding the wave, you were paying for someone else's exit. That is exactly why apps like FOMO are so important, because you can see the actual movements of top traders who are in profit. Not news, not celebrity posts. You can see what expert traders are buying or selling in real time. Don't forget to use code DGENSTORIES for 10% off on fees. Links in the description. Thanks for watching.